All right, getting some people in here now. Oh, yeah, jailbird, I see you, Landley. Yeah, you know what kind of bird don't fly? It's a jailbird. All right. Marshall says LaPorte has a hard on for you. Yes, they do. All right, so I want to show you all something real quick, and it's going to be backwards, so I'll have to read it to you. It says right here, it says, a cop's idea of community policing. Bang, 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 bang. Stops to reload. Bang, 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 bang. This shirt was printed up for me by a cop. The cop designed it, made it, and sent it to me. That should tell you something. All right, for today's festivities, I was arrested yet again in the city of LaPorte. I've been trying, I had a couple hours to think about this and try to figure out how to handle this. There is a ton of people reaching out to me saying they want to organize and come here. And I am telling them to hold on a minute. Just wait a minute. Oh, by the way, this does not affect my bond. It is a Class C misdemeanor. It's a ticket, just like a speeding ticket. Class C misdemeanors do not affect my bond. The trolls are running around freaking out. They're calling my bondsman. They're calling the judge. They're calling the DA. Oh, revoke him. Put him in jail. If you look at the bond conditions, it specifically exempts anything Class C. So quit. Just quit being stupid. If you can do that. All right. So I went to the LaPorte City Council meeting today, and I spoke to the City Council, and I'll get a video up of the footage and stuff, and just basically exposed the police chief for the inept, lying coward that he is. And he was sitting there, and he didn't appreciate that. And after I said my piece, I said, and in closing, fuck the City of LaPorte Police Department. And I went and sat down. Now, right here in Harris County, we have a case. It's Hill versus the City of Houston that covers this. It is protected free speech. It is not, it's different, okay? Now, in Texas, if you say, fuck you, you direct it at a person. Okay, those are fighting words, okay? Designed to create disturbance, blah, 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 okay? Those are not protected. That's not protected free speech. But if you say it about a government organization, so specifically the police, that's different. That is protected free speech all day long. But, the chief was butthurt. And, crooked cops, this is what they do. We've seen it before. I've seen it in Almost Park. We've seen it in Leon Valley. And, now we're seeing it in LaPorte. They got a crooked cop, and he's going to show me who's got the power. So as soon as I turned around, I could see him texting the mayor. You can see the mayor's name at the top. Okay, so I knew what was coming. And but they were planning to arrest me for something. They were going to make up something if they had to. It was already predisposed that they were going to arrest me. They had the local bootlicker newspaper lady there, and we had a couple of undercover people in the audience, and one of them heard the chief telling her. She came and asked the chief, is that the guy over there, indicating me, and he said yeah. And he told her, he said, wait up in the hallway right over here, we'll be arresting him shortly and you can get your pictures. This was before I ever even spoke. So they were going to arrest me for something, and I was getting texts, people warning me that it was coming. And, I'm not going to run from a cowardly tyrant. I'm not going to do it. So, I said my piece, and I was done. And quite possibly, had that chief of police just left me alone, I might have began to have doubts about, whether he's actually crooked or not. But it's obvious now. I knew, like I said, when I saw him texting the mayor, I knew what was up. Crooked all day long, and that's how his department's going to be. Crooked all day long. And I spent a lot of time today talking to people in the community and asking them about the police. And they're not well liked there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start organizing people, voters. We're going to start organizing voters. And we're going to go after these people. We're going to go after their positions on the city council. We're going to go after, and once we take the city council over, getting a new police chief's easy. Getting rid of the crooked cops that they've hired, that shouldn't be too difficult either. And they will be remembered. They will be remembered. So they arrested me, charged me with disorderly conduct via language, and took me over to jail, processed me, kicked me out with a personal recognizance bond with a traffic ticket. Oh, and the mayor is the complainant, and the mayor had me trespassed from city council meetings. You know, all because they don't want the community to hear the truth. That's what this is about. Silencing the voices of dissent. If you watch that city council meeting, all they did was pat each other on the back about how good and great they are. They're burying their heads in the sand instead of standing up and saying, man, there's a problem when our police officers are making false arrests. That shouldn't be happening. There's a problem when our police officers are vandalizing people's weapons while they're in their care and custody in the property room or whatever. When they're stealing things out of people's property, that's a problem. Instead, sweep it under the rug, cover it up, arrest the voices of dissent, which just makes things worse. We know it. What's the old adage? Controversy sells. And that's exactly what they're creating. They are creating controversy. My civil rights lawyer was already keeping track of this, and he is on top of it, and he is writing up the lawsuit already. And I expect we're going to ask for a substantial number in damages. Will we get it? Maybe not. But the citizens of LaPorte are going to hear about this, and you're going to have to go explain to them why somebody has a $50 million lawsuit against you. And you can bury your heads in the sand, but people will look. They're going to look to see why and what. And they're going to see that false arrest the other night by that tyrant sergeant that you guys are covering for. I'll get a video up. I'm going to lay all of this out. And we're going to link it everywhere in LaPorte. We're going to send it to the realtors especially, because they're the ones selling houses, the builders. We're going to send it to the people in LaPorte that have the influence to bring this to the open and say, why is this happening in our city? So you can lie and try and cover it up all you want. I don't care. But we have the pictures of my property that was tampered with and destroyed. We have the pictures of my property that was missing and stolen while it was in your care and custody. So do all your covering up. We have the video of the false arrests. And as police officers, you know that was protected free speech. You know it. So you have no qualified immunity. So you wanted to play? Game on. Game on, motherfuckers. All right. Shane, I'm not kidding. You know, you can ask for any amount. You may not get it. Or you might get it. You never know. You never know. And I can show a pattern of management in this police department making bad decisions that result in false arrests. Remember, LaPorte's the ones that arrested me for taking pictures outside the police station, and we have the audio recording of Sergeant Ayers, who is still employed and still a sergeant in LaPorte, saying, you know, the officer said, hey, we got his driver's license, we can ID him off of this now, blah, blah, blah. And the sergeant says, I don't care what that card says. Take him inside, run him through APHIS, and show him who's got the power. We've got that. I got the video. I got all that saved. Whoever just sent me the super chat, thank you. I can't see it here. But and then we have all the video from the arrest the other night. And he, you know, that officer can claim, well, I just didn't know the law. Well, let's see how that works out in court. Let's see how it plays out. Richard Smith, I didn't hear it. You know, this will be a regular video here in just a minute. I just got out of jail in LaPorte again. They arrested me for saying "fuck the police." That's what's going on. Anyhow, and you know, guys, if you guys have watched me for any length of time, I don't like to talk like that. I don't like to degrade people like that. But sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it has to be done. And when you have a corrupt a department, when you have a department that's behaving like tyrants and abusing people in the community, you know, they earn it. They earn it. They earn our contempt, not our respect. And I know there are officers from LaPorte watching this. Imagine they're recording it, and that's fine too. But when it's like that, and it's got to change. It can't be allowed to be like that. And so the mayor can be offended, but it's still protected free speech, and they know it. And you know, but they wanted to show me, like Sergeant Ayers, they wanted, and like Sergeant Ding Dong the other night, they wanted to show me who has the power. They wanted to show me who's boss. And they wanted to make sure, they trespassed me to make sure I didn't ever come back and tell the bootlickers they've got there, the people that believe every lie they tell, they want to make sure I don't come in there and tell the truth. But what they've done is they've made sure that I tell everybody. Everybody. You may trespass me from City Hall. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because now I'm talking to all the activist groups, and now they see that what I've been saying is accurate. And we've got all the minorities there in your community. I know you've got all they don't vote. It's all the white people, the rich white people there in the area, the upper middle class white people in the area that are supporting you guys. It's going to change. You can keep attacking me. You can bring that local newspaper in to attack me. It won't stop a thing. You keep attacking me, it will not stop a thing. It just makes things worse. Instead of burying your head in the sand and saying, you know, there is no problem, we're going to keep it quiet, we're going to keep it quiet so that nobody knows. Instead of doing that, you should have just stepped up and said, hey, that shouldn't have happened. Let's fix it. That's what happened last time. Chief Adcock stepped up. He contacted me personally. I went in and had a meeting with him. He took action to correct the problem. And so I didn't sue the city of LaPorte because I'm not interested in the money. It's not about the money. It's about making sure that your officers are doing the right thing. That's what it's about. And if they're not, how do we fix it? But they want to make it personal. That's what crooked cops always do. Once you've uncovered them, they try to make it personal, and they will attack you, and they'll attack your family, and they'll do everything they can to keep the finger from pointing at them, to keep the eyes off of them so that nobody sees what they're doing. That's what they do. That's what it's all about. But even the bootlickers see through it once they're shown. And that's what worries these people, because they need to keep that illusion of we're the heroes up. And you're shooting holes in that and letting people that support them see it, and those people stop supporting them. They start asking questions. That's when chiefs start losing their jobs. That's when mayors start getting voted out of office. And they don't want that message to get out there. But you can't stop it. You can't silence the truth. And you can't kill an idea. So, the lawsuit is being drafted already. We'll get that on track. And oh man, people are. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so busy ranting. I didn't see that y'all were donating. I appreciate that as always. So, I had good conversations with some of the officers before the council meeting, and some of these officers I've actually had dealings with before, and never had a problem with them. But, you know, when it comes time to arrest me and they know it's a bogus arrest, instead of standing up and saying, Chief, This is a bogus arrest. I can't do this. I can't do this. They lay down. They lay down. Oh, well, it was just following orders. Yeah, yeah. So if the chief tells you to run back into the jail and put a bullet in my head or go beat my ass, you're just going to follow orders? Where do you draw the line? It's okay to deprive someone of their freedom, but you wouldn't beat them up. It's okay to deprive someone of their freedom, maybe beat them up, but you'd never shoot them, never murder them for the chief. Where do you draw the line? I would never participate in a false arrest. Never deprive someone of their freedom unnecessarily. We're not talking about somebody who breaks the law, okay? Somebody that I don't know, gets caught doing whatever, all right? That's a different matter. This is not somebody breaking the law. And again, this is something that could have been handled on the spot with a citation. But you see, you got to take him over to the jail. Got to go run him through the jail and show him who's got the power. Expose him to COVID. Maybe he'll die. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And it doesn't have to be that way. That's what's so disturbing to me. It doesn't have to be that way. And like I said, and these officers that I talked to, and talked to one of them in the jail when he was nice enough to come and trespass me, and I told him, I said, what are you going to do? Why would you do this? Why would you participate in this? Well, I'm just following orders. Just following orders. Okay. So, anyhow, I'm out, and I'm going to spend my time organizing and getting other people involved, and maybe looking at the law on if we can get enough people on a petition to maybe do go after the mayor's position even before the election. Maybe we'll see if we can arrange another election. What do they call it when you de-elect somebody? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Been a long day. But I will get the body camera footage of the meeting and my little speech, and I'll get that up for you guys tomorrow. I'll answer a few questions here, and then I'm going to get off and get some sleep because, like I said, I'm tired. Sitting in jail gets old. Don't do it. I just left a complaint. Hey, you are free to complain all night long and all day long. That is your First Amendment right. You have the ability to seek redress from your government at will, whether I'm in jail or out of jail. I understand that the mayor has a private business over there in LaPorte. I hope nobody posts that phone number anywhere, and because I think a lot of people might want to talk to the mayor and would start calling his office. I mean, I won't post it because, I'm not that kind of guy, but I think that there are some. Let's see. Armed assault and kidnapping, not false arrest. Yeah, they do it under color of law, so, they think they're protected. That's qualified immunity. That's the police unions, and LaPorte is a unionized department, of course. And, what we need to do is put a large group of armed individuals out there that are willing to fight. And then, when this stuff happens, then people need to take action. Take action to protect ourselves from the government tyrants, from the sovereign citizens. Yep, Gestapo, just following orders. It's not right. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right. That's just what you tell yourself so that when you go home, you don't feel like the piece of dog crap you are. Of just following orders. Nobody makes you do the wrong thing. You make that choice yourself. I can tell you that from personal experience. You make that choice to do the wrong thing yourself. Nobody's responsible. Nobody is responsible but you. So don't go home tonight and tell your wife and your children and your family and your friends what a hero you are. Because you're not a hero. You're not a hero when you deprive somebody of their freedom who has done nothing wrong. That's not what a hero does. Let me see. I got some other stuff here. Guys, they are getting phone calls. They have been getting phone calls all day long. And when they arrested me again, of course, the dispatchers called back to the jail. I was standing there, and they called back to the jailer and told him, get ready. Hey, here's an interesting thing. Shane Bushta says, the Constitution doesn't protect the people protect the Constitution. That is true. That is very true. That is a great observation. Thank you for posting that. It was a retaliation arrest. Of course it was. The mayor got phone calls and emails all day. The chief of police got phone calls and emails all day. And it's tearing down their hero narrative. Oh, look at our hero cops out here. They would never arrest somebody that didn't deserve it, that wasn't breaking the law. Well, we proved that wrong. Proved that's a lie. And it's, God forbid, man, if the citizens find out, we could have a cry to defund our police department. We'll see. Qualified immunity and police unions have got to go if you ever want to clean up a department. It's that simple. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, everybody. Yes, good citizen. Thank you. Pen and Sword. Hey, I hadn't seen you guys in a while. It's good to see you. People are, you see, and this is something that is being lost in the overall narrative. Wow, this is a lot of breaking the flaw. Thank you for the super chat. Something is being lost in the discussion overall. Hold on. Is, this divide between the communities and police. The more that they do these evil deeds, the more they arrest people who have done nothing wrong, the more that they go after us and target us, the wider that divide becomes. And they're thinking, oh no, the bootlickers will support us. The bootlickers won't ever know. They find out. You can't hide it. Eventually, they find out. And then it's even worse because you lied to them. They know you lied to them. And they'll never, ever back you again. So keep making that divide bigger and bigger and bigger. I've always preached about the good cops, and it is so hard to do that anymore because there are so many crooked cops I'm having to deal with. So many. It's gotten to the point that I just don't believe in the good cops anymore because I don't see them. I just don't see them. And that's sad. The city of LaPorte, I have bragged on them, told other chiefs of police they need to model their departments after them. Bragged on them to people left and right. And then they lose a good chief and they get one in there that's willing to turn a blind eye to corruption and corruption flourishes quickly because the crooked cops know they can get away with it now. Things that would never have done under Adcox, they're gladly doing now. And, when you don't have other leadership, the crooked chief, but if you have a good lieutenant and a good sergeant, they're going to shut that, an officer doing wrong, they're going to shut that down real quick. Okay? But if you got a bad chief and you got bad lieutenants and bad sergeants that aren't willing to step up and straighten things out and make things right when they're done wrong and admit that there's a problem so that it can be addressed. When you have that kind of people in leadership, corruption will flourish. And that's exactly what we're seeing. It's exactly what we're seeing. So, guys, again, I'm tired. I'm sorry. But thank you, as always, for everybody that made phone calls on my behalf and offered money or sent money for bail. I appreciate it. Um, I am. I'll get you, like I said, I'll get some footage up here next day or so of everything. I've got to. I got to get squared up with this lawyer and get everything done with that. And uh, I'm going to. I'm going to have the property that I recovered today decontaminated and check to ensure they didn't do any other damage to it, malicious damage to it, um, which I'm sure they probably did. I don't doubt it. So I get some stuff done over the next few days, and then I'll get you an update on the lawsuit, and we'll go from there. I mean, that's all I can do. Again, sorry, I'm tired. I can't thank you guys enough. We can't do, and it's not just me, it's other activists. And I say this about all activists, even the ones I don't like. I don't wish jail on them. Okay? Well, maybe one or two, but generally speaking, there are people out there that don't do things the way I like or the way I would do it. But I don't wish this kind of stuff on them at all. And if you ever hear somebody, an activist, saying, "Oh, he deserves it. He needs to because he worked with Patrick, or because he worked with Extra Good Citizen, or whatever, because he's a bad person, he deserves that." No, you don't. And I don't wish that on anybody. Don't break the law. You don't get arrested. That's how it should be. But as long as there are crooked cops in the world, we will always have bad arrests and big federal lawsuits for city councils to explain to citizens. Guys, y'all be safe, and I hope LaPorte does a little research on Leon Valley and all of that mess so that they can see what's coming down the pipes for them.